All right. So what I decided to do, I was not allowed to actually record this game live because it's a VC game. So I decided to do like a recording of the game in real time with no audio, so that I could do a voiceover in real time of the game as the action. So this is taking place after the game already finished this recording, and I'm just gonna talk about what happened. That's why it's paused. This is a video recording. The actual game started about 9 minutes into it. In seat one, we have um, Toxic Scorpio. He's playing for Pingu's team, which is Team 5. Woody NCO is playing for Manu's team, that's Team 7. In seat 2, Sharing Ant is playing for Carl's team, that's Team 3. In seat 3, Invest is playing for Maxi's team in seat 4, that's Team 6 in seat 4. Lame God is playing for Team 1, Scorcher's team, in seat 5. Yules is, of course, my teammate, Team Smash, Team 4, in seat 6. And Joe Schmo is whoever I didn't mention. That would be Team 2, Medusa's team, in seat 7. Let's go ahead and play the video, and I'll just kind of commentate things as they happen. So we should pick Yules here pretty quick, and there goes the game. I'll just make sure the recording's going well. Yes, it is. We're about a minute in. So the VC was actually quite hectic, so it's actually probably for the best that I didn't get a recording of it, to be honest. A lot of people were just sort of shouting over each other, and not a lot of really good information was being said. It's kind of an interesting effect the tournament has had, although recently the game's slowed down a little bit, I think. In my opinion, to be honest. So yeah, 1-5 is RRB. Goes blue, nothing wrong with that. The unfortunate thing is that I know which teams win, I know where the fascists are, and I know what the deck will be ahead of time. So, not much for live action or live reactions to what's going on, but yeah, what can you do? 2-6 goes red, 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 I believe. Yes, that's correct. So the funny thing is, I think you'll see my mouse come onto the screen where I was reacting to the in-game chat. 3 did a funny thing. Yeah, 3 did a funny thing. They were like in the VC. They were swearing. They were liberal, swearing to God that they were liberal. That became a thing that people kind of latched onto for this game, and so 3 gets yawed over on this, which is pretty funny. I think. Yeah, 3 picks 5. I should yaw here pretty soon. I forget. I know he passes by like exactly a 4-vote margin. I don't remember who yaws. I know Yules is gonna yaw. I think it's literally 1-3-5-6 that yaw this, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Yep. 1-3-5-6 yaw. Wow. I have to talk about that in the tournament chat. That's absolutely hilarious to me, for reasons that will become apparent after the game is over. Ant did do a few chats in the game itself. That was kind of nice of him. Yeah. This is kind of interesting because the way this recording is going, you really wouldn't be able to tell if I hadn't said it that it was a VC game. Like it probably is just like any other game, except that I'm just not, I'm not reacting normally. Like I know everyone's role, so that kind of makes it a little less interesting. 5-1 goes RRB. So that's 3 blues down, 3 blues claimed, 1 blue missing from the deck. And they're going to 9-6 here to 1-3, I think. So yeah, that happens. We'll see how long the discussion was. It's kind of interesting. Hmm. Yeah. I find commentaries a little bit harder to do when you know what's happening ahead of time. Much harder. That's probably why my replay videos are so short. I mean, this game was a 20-minute long game because they have discussions about like who they think is lib, are they gonna yaw, are they gonna nine, etc., etc. Who's gonna get SE'd, and also who's gonna get in. I think that's a discussion as well. And so you don't really get that from these things. And I mean, in silent games, the thing about a silent game is that uh, there's no discussion about anything, so the games are faster just by virtue of the fact that there's no discussion. Like, without discussion, there's no need to prolong the game at all. You just yaw or nine based on what you think should or shouldn't pass. And you just have whatever information you have. I mean, the worst part is when you im somebody lib like that. Like, oh, and by the way, if you haven't noticed yet, that was a 3 blue deck, so there's 2 blues missing. So, you know, in 1, 2, 3, 5, which were all the presidents, there was at least one ditcher, and the only way that there's only one ditcher is if it was a natural 4 blue deck. If it's a natural 4 blue black, that's the only way that there could be 3 libs. Now, of course, you know, there were chancellors, right? I think the only chancellor outside of 1, 2, 3, 5 was Yule's. And so the situation where 1, 3, 5 has 3 libs, 1, 2, 3, 5, has 3 libs, and it's still a 5 blue deck, is where 2, 6 double ditches. So, or it's just fashion they ditched 1, but that's the only way it could be a 5 blue deck with 3 libs and 1, 2, 3, 5, and of course 2 would be fascist in every single one of those lines. And I was scrolling up and down here. Oh, I know, because I was checking the during the game itself. It wasn't clear to me because I wasn't really paying as much attention to the game, so it wasn't as clear to me that it was a 3 blue deck. That's why you see me scrolling. Sucks I can't control that. This is just a recording, and now I'm doing a recording of a recording. So yeah, they decided to yaw 4-6 here. I don't remember what the logic was. You know that 4, 6, 7 is never lines because 1, 2, 3, 5 has to have a ditcher, period, even if it only has 1. So it's good enough logic. Yawing 4, 6 here. And I think eventually Toxic Scorpio is gonna yaw this, hopefully soon. There's no need to. Like, what else are you gonna yaw here? You're not gonna yaw 5-1. You're not. Well, 5-1 isn't even feasible. That would be a top deck, so you have to yaw this. I think the reason that there was delay there was they expected 4-7 over 4-6. And that's fair, because from seat 1, you have to be thinking, like, I've seen the deck twice as president, and I'm liberal. I know I'm liberal. I got RR legit and RRB legit. And in that situation, you got to be worried about 2-6 double dip. But then this is red, 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 and you're just like, well, whatever. What are you going to do now? SC7 for sure? Like, there's still that chance, right? And I mean, I'm not doing a good job hiding it, but there's always the chance that it was the natural 4 blue deck, and that 1, 2, 3, 5 has more than just you and 3 as 2 liberals in seat 1. So seat 1's got to be agonizing, because if either of 6 or 7 get SE'd, they have a really high percentage shot on you specifically, and you know you're lib, and that 6-7 might as well be lib as well. You never know, right? I don't know what lines I would call if I'm in seat 1 here. I might call Sue 6X. I might call 4-6X. Just any kind of lines that get 3 SE'd. But while they're discussing SE here for quite some time, and it's going to be a little boring, but at some point 3 is going to SE 6, and that's the tipping point. Because 4, 6, 7 all SE'd 6, and 5-1 were the ones fighting it the hardest. I think. I think 2 was fairly quiet this game. They didn't really do much. And then Ant is the imp lib, and he comes over here, and he's going to say it, and the reason I remember it is because he says it in the actual text chat rather than just the voice chat, and he just says SE6. No, 467 wanted SE7. I take it back. And 5-1 were fighting that. So then they decide to SE6. It's very interesting how this game went down. It kind of sucks a little bit. Like if I was recording this live, I'd be super happy that Yules was getting SE'd. But unfortunately, Yules I know is liberal, and liberals are going to lose this game very shortly. Yeah, there you go. 3 votes SE6. There's the chat I was waiting for. I've kind of spoiled. Anyone who knows this game has already had the ending spoiled. Essentially, 6 is going to get SE'd, and then Hail Hitler. It's up to you now that you know that, to try and see if you can figure out who she picks and who Hitler is before it happens. Based on everything I've said, I've given out enough information for you to make your own reads, I think. You just have to remember, like, the only way that 1235 has 3 liberals is if it's exactly 2-6 and they double ditched, or it's a natural 4 blue deck. And again, in that case, any one of them could have ditched, but 1 is the most likely ditcher because they touch twice. So if it's 1 fascist, 1 could be Hitler doing that, and then everyone else would be lib. And in that situation, it could be like 4-7, it could be 4-6. There's so many lines that are possible. Toxic just messaged me on Discord. Because I messaged the Discord, I was like, oh, I just realized what the... yeah, it was 1356 that Yod 35, and he's like, yep, that was, yeah, that happened. But unfortunately, it was a 4 blue. So, yeah, they are taking a while to SE. I might skip ahead a little bit in the recording here. Let me just check on the timing. We've got 9 more minutes in the recording. Obviously, these things, they take a lot of time because you have to really think about who you want to SE and whether or not they deserve it. But it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, with 3 SEing 6, that's 3 votes for 6. 4 can freely SE 6. So the only reason that 4 wouldn't SE 6 is if he gets votes from 2-5 to SE 7. And in that case, 4 would have free SE in either of them. So, but yeah, 6 is always the SE. After 3 resigns. I love our captain, by the way. He's great. I think it was still the correct idea to do it this way, by the way. I don't really think that recording a replay video would have done it justice. There's things that I forgot about, that were said that I can't capture in a recording of just the replay file. And I am very dissatisfied by the videos that I created that were just me talking over a replay file. Those are never fun to record. Really, you can only experience a game one time and then you know everything about it. And it's bad enough I have to record this after the fact. But I was in the VC. There's no way I could have tried recording a video with me talking while listening to the VC. It was just way too hectic. So it was never going to happen. So yeah, 6 gets SE'd. Now place your bets. Who's 6 going to pick? Who do you think is Hitler? Now that I've given you that goal, I guess I'll give you a hint. It's never 1. And the reason it's never 1 is because 1 can never be picked here. If you're going to pick 1, you'd pick 3. Because 1 and 3 fascist. So even if you'd want to pick 1, if you thought they were outed liberal, you'd just pick 3 because they'd be 2 liberals together. But unfortunately she picks 7. So, and if 7's Hitler, they're going to yaw. Nothing you can do, the game's over. as soon as she picks 7. And honestly, even if she picks a liberal, or even if she picks a vanilla fascist and doesn't hail, right? She's got to pick another chancellor if she's going to get yawed twice. Like, if she plays a blue here and then gets yawed again, she has to pick another chancellor. She has to avoid getting red, red, red. She has to avoid getting red, red, red twice, actually. I don't know. I don't remember, actually. So this is the thing. I don't remember if Invas got a blue before he SE'd 6. Since the game's over, I can go ahead and tell you that it's 2, 4, 7, 7 Hitler. I don't remember if Invas actually got a blue. So there's so much she has to avoid here. If Invas got a blue, then that means there's only 2 left in 9. Okay? So she needs to avoid getting RBB in either Gov, because that's bad. That means she's going to get red, red, red in one of them. She has to avoid shooting 1, who is a perfectly good shot. 1 and 5 are the ones that have been resisting her the most. And even though that is kind of outing liberal, it's kind of hard when you are liberal to read that way, especially in a VC game where everyone's just yelling their opinion over each other rather than talking rationally. And so the game is over. So many loss conditions for liberals here, and the only win condition is that she picks 3 and then picks a liberal in 1-5 for her second Gov. So she would have gotten a blue, then red, red, red. 2 blues on the bottom really sucks. Not much you can really do there. So there's still a couple minutes left in the video. We're just going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit, because I know one thing I did is I went through the recording, so we'll just take a look through that bit of the file, and I'll see if Invas got a blue in 4-6. Oh, you can already tell. You can already tell he didn't, because there wouldn't be 3 blues here. There would only be 2. So she needs to... the deck wasn't really set up for her to win. Like, a really good win condition for her would be if 7 is vanilla fascist, she can comp 7. Nah, 7's not going to comp her there. 7 would play a blue and hope she picks Hitler next, and then they can yaw. Or they can top deck twice. Actually, they probably would top deck twice. 2, 7, 6, 7. So there's a lot of situations where fascists can win this game without needing to try and just play a blue. Like, think about it. Look at the deck state as it is. The deck state as it is, 6-7 plays a blue. If they top deck twice, then 6 gets RRB. If she picks 7, that's a fascist win, because he can pick a red and not veto it. And then liberals win the game. So that kind of sucks. Fascists have so many win conditions here. It's actually nuts. So then the other thing is, if 7's not Hitler, let's assume 4 is also not Hitler, 2 is Hitler. That's the worst case scenario, 2 being Hitler for fascist. 6 goes 7, then 6 goes 4, and she has to shoot in 1-2. She's never shooting 7. She's never shooting 4, because they're both C and H after that. So she literally has 1 shot in 2 to win the game, and it's 1 out of 4. I mean, this is not a game that I think liberals could win. Not after the 4 blue deck. It's too brutal. So, anyway, that was a fun little experiment. I'll upload this video to my YouTube, and hopefully it can stay up and be fine. And we will see you guys next time.